This is Michael Johnson, and we are here at the Intel Developer Forum 2007 here in San Francisco. And we have with us today J.J. Johnson, who is the Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Intel. Welcome to the broadcast, Jeff.
Thank you, Michael. You go by MJ, right?
I go by MJ.
Okay.
You go by JJ.
I go by JJ,
all right.
yes.
We're all good. So tell me a little bit about some of the things you're involved with. In particular, I was curious about this Enterprise Capability Framework. Let's talk about this. And what
Enterprise Capability Framework is a structured approach to look at the entire IT space across Intel, to be able to look at all the capabilities, stepping back and saying, what is the health and competitiveness of all of the different capabilities that are part of the IT domain. And the goal is to be able to understand where we have weaknesses, where we're strong, where we might be able to create differentiation, and where we should make investments. Where should we apply technology and make investments to create either a more competitive solution or a differentiated solution in a particular area. But it's important to be able to see all of the picture so you make good decisions and not just where the pain seems to be as you work forward in time.
Well, the picture is getting bigger right now with some of the new emerging technologies as everybody's getting involved in right now. We have instant messaging, blogs, wikis. People are expecting to be connected all the time with wireless LAN. Mobility is a big issue right now. How is all of that changing how enterprise interacts with those technologies? Because it's got to be a big issue bringing all these things in.
There's a constant pressure. First of all, people want to be mobile. They want to have their computing capabilities with them, and they want to be connected. And this is something that we've been doing for a long time. I think we were early adopters in being much more mobile with PCs, with notebook PCs, and also with connectivity. Today, in the environment we're in, people want to have that not only with their PC, they want to have it with their smartphone or their mobile internet device. And the impact to the IT organization is, how do we manage all that? How do we make it coherent with the processes and with the application capabilities that we have inside the environment? And this is a big challenge, but it's also a big opportunity for us to enable the company to, to be successful, to grow and hit its business goals.
Now, these tools are really valuable, and integrated properly into an enterprise situation can be of immense value. But there's got to be security issues that come up with it, because every time you've got a new mobile device, it's moving around, it's another way into your system.
There are a lot of things to consider when you bring these capabilities into the company. So, for example, you have a mobile internet device or a smartphone. Typically you've got personal information on it, you've got phone numbers, you've got addresses, you may have pictures of people, you've got a lot of personal information, you've got intellectual property, information about what you're doing, your business is doing, you've got information about customers. And it's very, very important that we be able to manage the devices so that we've got good protection of the information that's on them. We can update them if there are any vulnerabilities that show up. We have the ability to reach out and touch them and be able to do an update and protect them. It's also important that we're able to go out and periodically just fix them. Sometimes things go wrong, where we have to be able to just do service and support on these devices. But very critically, we've got to ensure that we can manage them and make sure that the information that's on them is well protected.
Now, one of the things that I know that it's helped a lot with the management of a lot of these different types of devices, maybe not the personal mobile device, but certainly some of the enterprise servers and things like this, is virtualization. And I know that it's been around for a long time, but why is it really kind of exploding now? More and more companies are getting it, even storage is getting into virtualization. Why now as opposed to before?
Well, it's real. It has been a concept for a number of years. But we actually now see we have the ability to go in and consolidate data centers. So we can go in and we can basically say, instead of having 50 data centers, I can have 5. So I can move all of my computing equipment into one location. I can go in and I can manage the servers that are in those locations. I can remote provision them on the fly. So the ability to take a particular server and put the right set of tools, the right operating system, et cetera, and run a job, and then provision it later for something else. I also have the ability to take a server now and load it with multiple jobs, where in the past the model was one server, one application. Very poor utilization of assets, but the software and the hardware weren't really far enough along to let us do much more than that without a lot of work. So I think what's changing is the hardware and the software is really reaching a point where we have the ability to have multiple applications running. We can do remote provisioning. We get a lot of benefit by better asset utilization, better management of all of these things inside the data center.
And talk a little bit about vPro, because that does kind of dovetail right into some of those capabilities that the vPro product has, the ability to really reach out and analyze kind of everything we've been talking about up to this point, really.
vPro is, for the IT community, very much groundbreaking. It is really a change that is very positive for the IT manager. It gives us the ability to go out and remotely manage devices, so a desktop, or in the case of mobile, the Pro version. We've got the ability to go out and talk to all of the clients that are inside our enterprise, and to be able to do that management function as a separate activity to what the machine itself is doing. Even to the point in vPro being able to go in and wake up a device that may be turned off and powered down, and have the ability to say, I need to do a patch, the software's got some vulnerabilities, I want to do some upgrades, I want to make sure that all of the things in the machine are up to spec, and I can do all those things transparent to the user such that when they turn the machine on themselves, it's ready to go. And so it's easier for me, it's easier for the customer or the business user, and I know I've got an up-to-date environment, and vPro really enables this.
What's the most exciting thing that you have been coming across in the last few years? Because in the last decade has been just a true miracle of development and evolution of technology, with virtualization and telephones and all of these things coming along. What for you as the CIO, from your view in the sky, if you will, has been most exciting for you about the technology?
For me, it's mobility. It's the ability to have my computer with me, or have a smart device with me. I can connect into Intel, I can get I can conduct work, I can communicate, I can collaborate, I can do it anywhere in the world. I can sit in central Wisconsin, or I can sit in Japan, I can sit anywhere and I can do these things. And it works. And not only that, if I'm on the road, I can connect and do some banking and pay a few bills. I can, it's amazing, all the different things that mobility brings to the marketplace, both for, I think, the enterprise and for the consumer. And it's just wonderful what we can do today versus even 5 or 10 years ago. It's fantastic.
Okay. J.J. Johnson, CIO of Intel and VP there. Thanks very much for being with us. Enjoy IDF. I know there's a lot of exciting things you're going to be presenting here. It's been great having you on the podcast today.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure.